While the homeboys, they're okay playing for that late game. They got a ton.
Well, I can't believe my instincts was half right. Baxia on the XP, we have our first ever Camilla jungle in the playoffs, played by RSG MY. Will they be able to sweep Homeboys, or will Homeboys start their revenge? Because this is game 1 of the lower bracket finals, best of 5 series, Homeboys versus RSG MY.
It's going to be quite a doozy because Venogo Carmilla jungle, I think it's the very first time we see him on that hero, contrary to whatever he has played up to this point. So RSGMY bringing in some minor but drastic change as well, especially to the jungle.
We saw this Carmilla pick by Zorn actually twice earlier today, specifically to counter the chip strategy, and that Curse of Blood worked very well to make sure that they weren't able to do anything once they engaged onto them. But if you add that with the Minwen Fury, RSG is terrifying.
Oh my god, this is what I'm talking about, right? Early aggression. Zorn comes in out of nowhere, you don't know where he's coming from, immediately forces massive battles as well as HP. And RSG just like that, they've pretty much lost mid-control, and I don't know how Izanami is going to be able to make a comeback like this, but again, with this Carmilla jungle, it feels like Zorn is just not afraid of this.
I think that the priority has shifted for RSGMY. I personally thought that Stone would help Izanami a lot more so that Uji just doesn't stand in the lane alone without having to worry about the Luo Yi. But you see Izanami, he's walking up top at level 2.
Izanami honestly does not need help. Luo Yi wins lane most of the time. Oh, in the mid lane though.
Oh my goodness, Storm, he might be in trouble here. He's dead. Priestess Wrap comes in, first blood in the hands of Homeboys. No chance for RSGMY, left alone. What a mistake coming in. And this time, they're preemptively setting out for the XP lane. And they're trying to make a attempt here. Zorn not having the shortcut yet, but they are still going to try and take a couple of chip damage here before heading in towards the turtle pit. Sabat half HP, but Repo in a very awkward spot now. He needs his Daytona Smoker before this first turtle fight, and almost just making sure he doesn't get it easily.
Yeah, it would be the best case scenario if Stone can hit 4, but with that early death, it's going to take a while more. I think RSGMY can afford to wait this out.
Oh, it's going to be a stalemate here. They're about to hit those 4s here. Stone very close to the XP here. Chibi, they're looking for the crash. Here he comes. Gobble up coming in from Repo. They're pinning Chibi. He's going to be the first to fall. And now Turtle in the hands of RSGMY as they continue with the push. Homeboys has to back off a little bit more. But RSG seems like they've gotten the objectives in check this time.
Yeah, the problem is Zorn plays a lot more confidently when he is on that chip, but because of that confidence, he spent... Oh, hold on.
Oh my goodness, nope. This confidence with no go. He's gonna try and buy time, but it's not good enough here. The rest of the team is not there to provide backup. Izanami wasn't able to teleport into this fight, but again, RSGMY, they're not letting them off the hook. They are gonna defend the tower. The objectives here. Storm was able to hold on and survive and get out.
I mean, the Homeboy just playing off of vision. They saw RSGMY win the initial fight. They all rotate to the bot side, instantly calls for a gank on the Carmilla, who just got the turtle, just completely nullifying whatever lead that RSGMY would have potentially gotten.
Yeah, initially I was gonna say because Zorn was roaming around and not getting EXP from the mid lane like normal, he didn't hit level 4, so they ended up losing that turtle fight. But because of that, Zorn is able to invade the jungle, punish Venogo, and they basically even it out and secure a net worth lead for the Homeboys. It's very important here that RSGMY are the ones that have a net worth lead, because if they don't, once that late game comes about, it's gonna be very difficult for them to deal with nets.
Oh no, again, Izanami getting focus fired. They are gonna try and send him back to the base once again. If he divergence out, means there's not going to be an element of surprise. Homeboys, they are going to take advantage of this to try and find a timing to push Izanami out. And look at this, divergent, he's coming out, but it's not going to be a surprise. He's going to be able to regroup, but Homeboy says that, okay, for the next 30 seconds, we're not going to be seeing Storm and Izanami making the drop on Nets for now. It seems like Nets, he has a good idea. He's instantly recalling out of here.
Izanami needs to deal with the mid wave just in time for the turtle. And again, this teamfight composition flourishes when you are fighting in tight spaces. And they gotta keep this in mind, that Venogo is a level behind Chibi, so this retro fight is already gonna be hard by default.
Yeah, previously, they had the advantage because Zorn hadn't hit level 4 just yet. That's why RSG stepped on the pedal and went for it. But now Homeboys have the net worth lead, which is going to make this turtle contest a lot more even.
Oh no, from behind Zorn, he's going to try and focus on Izanami. He's going to be the first to fall. Loyi is down, and now Minon's rage comes in. It is looking to be good here, but it's not good enough. They need more damage here. Loleo, wait, he's got damage. He almost mowed down Zorn, but seeing the Eternal God and Udyr coming in, he has to back off. He's just too much here, but Loleo's, he's trying again. Wait, what? He actually finds the kill. He gets the reset, and now he's gonna try and find a little bit more. Turtle secured by Chibi, but does he want to continue? Seems like he is running out of steam here. Stope trying to bait Chibi out once more. Does he take the bait? Praises Wrath! Ooh! Almost catching Storm, but Zorn, no! Zorn, the conceal blaze, is gonna get the kill under the turret. Cheeky little chips.
Man, I suppose the silver lining is Loleo getting a shutdown on the 3-0 Udyr. That is something added to the Rocket's bank, but everyone else from RGNY is just having a absolute horrible time.
Oh, Zorn, he's baiting. No, wait, Loleo's, he used it like a bounce. They missed the taunt by Chibi, so that is going to be a little bit of consolation prize with the tier 1 down bottom. Secured by net. 75 seconds left for next turtle, but RGNY, they're losing such a huge lead right now.
I like that Homeboys are not shying away for going for the full team fight. When you see RSG with Loyi, Carmilla, Minotaur, a lot of teams would kind of shy back, play a bit more passive. But Homeboys realize if they're able to take members of this lineup out before the fight starts, they can then maneuver around the remaining cooldowns. And that's the approach that they are taking with this game so far. And by using the chip, they are still out-tempoing the side of RSGMY. Because their comp relies quite heavily on them playing together, Homeboys are able to farm individually and build up that goal difference.
I think the jungle is compromised, and that is the best scenario for Chip to thrive in.
Oh no, they found him as well, but Nogo tried to make a jump first, and Udyr was able to stop him with the Eternal God. However, that's going to be one ultimate down here, but Zorn, he hasn't been scouted out yet. Oh no, he knows. Oh no, his dead shortcut comes in. Loleos, he needs to get out. Can they save him? He's going for the side step, but Terrify comes in. He's done. But at the same time, Storm is going to be catching the rest of Homeboys. Udyr will fall. Homeboys is up to Chibi, and the Praises Draft drops them low. He gets one kill. Zorn, 3-man stunned with his first kill, immediately scaring all of RSGMY. Homeboys gets the surprise drop on RSGMY.
Yeah, patience paid off. What did I just say, right? If your jungle is compromised, Chip is going to have a great time. And everyone from RSGNY stood in line for Net's entropy to just ricochet all of them.
Wait, wow. Bottom lane, what happened? No, they got the drop. Something happened. They got Nets out of nowhere. RGNY, they caught off with the divergent here. Repo, he needs to survive. Can he get out? This barrage is tanky, but he's linked up by the CC, and now Chibi gets the drop. It is an army, the finisher. Supat, he's trying to finish. He cannot. Denied by Loleos. The wolf saves the day.
I have no idea what just happened. We don't know how Nets got caught out there, but that is a big swing for RSGMY. Being able to get multiple kills onto Loleo as well is going to allow them to get a little bit of a foothold that RSG desperately needs going into that mid game.
Zorn, he dropped the shortcut. He's trying to buy time, but Nogo is getting pinned here. You got a 3-man stun once again. Chibi gets the 2-man taunt, goes for the Praises round. He loses his life, but Nets from the sides blows Izanami out. And now to finish things off, Supat cleaning house. He gets one, but Loleos is able to trade him off as well. RSGNY, they are getting so much surprises here, and they're just losing members left, right, front, and center. However, now for the Lord fight here, it is going to be a 3v3. Everyone is still alive. However, it comes down towards a battle of wits here. Loleo seems to be doesn't really want to commit to this fight yet.
I gotta say, the past 2 team fights, despite feeling like Homeboys won it by, by 1 or 2 kills, the network hasn't really grown for Homeboys, right? We're seeing glimpses of what happened yesterday, where they kind of overstepped, they overheated, and RGNY was able to trade back. Loleo is 4-1-1, so all things considered, RGNY, they still got some insurance policy.
Yeah, this Roger is going to be quite scary going further into the game because he is finding stragglers. Homeboys, their members are honestly diving a little bit too deep sometimes just to get finish off kills, and that's allowing Loleo to pick off members like Supat, who has quite a network lead, so he's worth a lot.
Izanami gets the first drop, and this again, Izanami could be the first one out of the equation here. Vinogo tries to retreat, he gets caught out, he's dropped down pretty low. Sabat is looking for the finish. Minon Rage whiffing completely here, but Zord at the side, he brings in shotgun, he brings in nets, he does a lot of damage, but he's also taken some himself. RSGMY has split the fight, but eventually they get gobbled out by Homeboys, only losing nets. A 4-for-1 trade for Homeboys.
I mean, that fight was over the moment Storm used that Minoan Fury just to save Vinogo, who was almost sure to die. I felt like RSGMY, they needed to cut the cost, just sacrifice Vinogo, leave the Lord to Homeboys and defend the base, but they decided to do the opposite, take the fight, and they ended up losing more.
The problem with RSGMY's draft is that they put all eggs in one basket. This is all about counter-engage. It's all about 5v5 team fighting. So they need to win these 5v5 team fights. Every single time the portal comes out, they gotta fight together. And that kind of thinking is locking RSGMY in. It's making it difficult for them to decide whether or not to engage or prolong these team fights. And Homeboys is taking advantage of those lapses in judgment.
Oh, Chibi stealing away the orange buff away from Vinogo. Once again, Vinogo not having a good time this objective. Even the purple buff gets stolen as well. Seems like the dream play for RSGMY has got to be the perfect wombo combo. In this case, I don't think we've seen a single First Blood coming in from him.
It's going to be a bit tough. I mean, with the Lord coming out, Homeboys are looking to at least get one inhibitor. RSGMY have some decent wave clear, but Lo Liao is losing base.
Lo Liao, he's taking so much damage here. Here comes the Minon Rage. He connects on Chibi to try and stall them off. RSGMY, they're trying their best to clear off the Lord, but Sapat, he's poking them apart. Storm and Izanami, can they get out? Yes, they will, but Reaper almost losing his life as well. Sapat, extremely annoying in these situations here. Lord still somehow survives. Lo Liao, he gives chase, but he's taking too much damage. Zord re-engage with the flicker. Lo Liao, can he get out? Yes, he can. The saves from Repo, the saves from Storm to keep him out of harm's way. They somehow hold on. Homeboys, they're dropping too low. They need to re-engage. They need to find a pick, but they cannot do so. Homeboys just so slippery in all these fights.
I gotta give shout out to Lolil, man. He is surviving some impossible situations. Basically, the only win condition remaining for RSGMY. He's got that great Dragon Spear build, so it would allow him a little bit more maneuverability during these fights. But we can tell the difference in Homeboys' gameplay when they have Zorn on a hero like the Chip. The way they rotate around the map, the way they force out resources from RSG. Honestly, I think RSG is starting to make some mistakes. They're not supposed to be using these cooldowns to force engagements. They need to be more patient.
But no goal. Curse Blood, he might be able to set it. Is he gonna go for it? They're all 3 down. 3-man catch. Here comes the stun. They're all connected, but the Daytona's welcome saves one. In one fell swoop, they got the wombo combo. But Nets, but he's still alive. He got a free entropy. He was able to chip everyone apart. 2 down. Vinogo needs to run, and he might die to this. Sapat, he's getting mowed by the turret. The turret kills him. Vinogo survives. RSGMY is up to Izanami. No, he gets picked apart. 3v2. RSGMY had what seems to be one of the greatest openings, but just somehow couldn't wipe Homeboys at all.
Man, the best case scenario for RSGMY still ended in the loss. Really extrapolates how far Homeboys are ahead. They ended up getting the second inhibitor down mid because it was down so low. Next Lord coming out in 15 seconds. RSGMY, they got one last shot at this.
I mentioned during the draft, if RSG doesn't have an early game lead with this composition, their late game scaling is so behind that of the Homeboys. And 13 minutes in, Homeboys already have a 6k net worth lead. The game is pretty much theirs, 100%, unless they make a big mistake. Lolil needs to catch nets. If he cannot do that and survive, there is no win condition for RSGMY.
But this time, Zorn, is this what I think it is? He's trying to go for the GG push, but the Diverger comes in. Oh, no. Zorn, you're not getting out there. They told us welcome. Chain stun all the way through. He's got immortality. Can he pop the shortcut in time? No, he doesn't pop it. He'll sacrifice his life because Homeboys will secure the Lord. But seems like they're buying a little bit of time here. Vinogo goes for the Curse Blood. He's getting melted pretty quickly here. Sapat doing a lot of damage. 3-man stun. Minon's Rage from Storm is getting melted as well. The rest of RSG not in time to re-engage. So Leos, he's going for the hunt, but he's getting kited here. Chibi with the stun and double kill. 4 nets, and now maybe a triple. Chibi is unstoppable right now. RSGMY, they've made the blunder They made the mistake and they get punished for it. And now, Homeboys, they're going to be crashing on towards the base here. It's up to Lolios. He goes for the outplay here. Purify out of there. He's trying to bait Homeboys, but guess what? They're not taking it. Two-man Curse Blood. Purify out of there for Nets. They are going to focus on Crystal. Vinogo next to fall. Storm is there. It's over. It's done. It's too much. Roger, nowhere to be found. Homeboys, focus.
Let's see. RSGMY, they have plan B though.
Oh, that's Mirko's analysis. We're going to get ready to jump into game number 2. And RGMY, they definitely need to find an equalizer to have a chance.
Well, a surprise factor here. A surprise hero pickup has been brought to the table, to the land of dawn, here in the playoffs for MPL NY Season 13, day number 3. Now, the lower bracket finals, game number 2. Homeboys versus RSGMY. Homeboys with 1 game ahead. This is going to be something that a lot of us are hoping for. Can Homeboys take the clean 3-0 to get their revenge against RSGMY, or will RSGMY adapt and fight back?
A lot of storylines kind of being concluded in just a little bit, right? It's about the revenge, it's about the 2-time grand finalist, 2-time championship, at least wildcard slots secured for MSC. But most importantly, they need to go into the grand finals as dominant as humanly possible.
Absolutely. And Homeboys want to feel as good as they can if they're going to be the ones moving on into the grand finals. RSG, they're gonna do anything they can to stop them, but I'm personally gonna be the most curious about Zorn on this Kufra. Udil already being forced to flicker, but how aggressive can he play on this hero considering this is actually its debut in Season 13?
To be honest, I actually like what the RSGMY is doing, right? They're learning on how Udil usually plays his low E, because the game that they played against Udil, especially Udil going up against King Empire, Udil has been known to just harass the mid lane every single time, but this time he's getting a taste of his own medicine now.
And Zorn might coming from a gank.
Okay, great start to start things off, but he's gonna try and harass here. Nuts immediately rushing over, but not gonna be able to get too much value damage off it.
Just lock Lolia out of the wave, so Nets, I think he's going to start looking for a freeze. He has double cannon minions on his side, so this is going to be lethal. That wave will start stacking out, and with Zorn in the bush, Lolia can walk up. He needs to call for help.
Yeah, the ideal actually for Homeboys would be to call one more person over, then they can dive the tower with the double cannon minion. But looks like Homeboys aren't going to risk that this early on, considering that we cannot underestimate the amount of damage that Nathan can output at a level 3. They're going to play towards that turtle timing instead. Chibi and Vinogo both going to be hitting level 4 around the same time, so this is pretty even so far.
Stone is not even close to getting 4. He's been babysitting Vinogo and Izanami for the most part the first 2 minutes. So no ultimate for Matilda.
No, this is going to be a very important factor here for Nogo. He does have the level advantage, but as soon as he hits 5, he is going to make the dive. Udil doesn't have his ultimate, but I don't think it matters for this scenario here. Repo with the flicker play, plays into the final stash as well. Here comes the Toto's welcome. Connects on 2, but Vinogo is dropping too low, but Zorn with a Tyrant's Rage stops them apart, and now RSGMY, they can completely turn apart, and Uno reverse card. They will be the ones that lose members instead.
2-for-1 in favor of Homeboys, and they get Turtle Izanami killing off Suppa with a stolen Tyrant's Rage.
Oh no,
Stole he might go down almost.
Okay, but Nogo is going to be joining the fight as well. Zorn, is he going to be able to make out live as well? He's got the sidestep as well. He's getting stunned his way through, but his passive heals him, and I think he's got the quantum charge. Oh my goodness, what a player.
I didn't even realize it was Kufra with quantum charge. Okay, that makes a big difference there. Zorn showing us how it's done. This is one way to debut a hero in the season at the playoffs of all things. We can see that if Zorn is able to get these comfort picks, it doesn't matter what the hotfix has done. He's still able to invade. He's still able to very innately understand the limits that he can bring his team to.
I guess when you look at the composition of Homeboys, one thing that is apparent is this being a big AoE team fight, right? Lori Yin Yang reactions, the Kufra engage, and then you have this Claude that's ready to come in with a blazing duet. RCMY, it feels like this comp is a bit more split up. They can play a bit more push and pull, but if they get caught by Homeboys without a Purify, that's going to spell disaster.
Well, now here comes the circling eagle, instantly blocked with the ball, Kufra ball now. Chibi looks to re-engage with Thon. Vinogo getting chain stun. Appraisal round comes in. The Pluto's welcome a little bit late here, but he is going to be burned down by Nets with the blazing duet. RSGMY now in a little bit predicament here. Udil, big boy damage coming from Udil. Now, Divergent immediately forces them out as well. They are going to try and make a attempt. Lolios, can he get out? Zorn! He's going to try and dive this as well. Lolios with the Purify. He gets out. Nice attempt from Homeboys, but so fast pace coming in from Homeboys. Izanami, he's got the Tyrant's Rage, but it's only just him.
I mean, I don't care if that's intentional or not, but Zorn diving into the Daytona's welcome
Yes,
as
he
if he's
did.
going for a stuntman trick shot actually worked out in Homeboy's favor and blowing Loliel's Purify right after that. Homeboy slowly getting incremental leads.
Zorn is way too good with these classic tanks, man. I'm pretty sure that was intentional. Diving in front of the Daytona's welcome so Venogo couldn't use it to escape. The instant diversion, the hunt down Lolil in the bottom lane, force out the Purify. You can see how different Homeboys plays when Zorn is confident, when he's on a hero that can actually create this space. They already have that 1k net worth lead, controlling the turtle now.
Well, Izanami getting zoned out by Zorn. Zorn, they have a rough idea on what they are doing as well. Venogo is able to get out for now, but with the turtle dropping down pretty low, they are going to commit again. Venogo getting pinned away here. Tyrant's Rage comes in from Izanami. Counterplay comes in. The Homeboys, they secure the turtle.
oh my
Zorn,
God,
he actually managed to survive the re-engage. Repo also going to fall as Homeboys is able to flip the table once more. Izanami, a beautiful play, but doesn't seem to be enough. But right now, Homeboys, Nets, he finally showed himself here. He's not going to be able to get a pick, but RSG MY, they have to be careful here. Chibi, he's looking for gang, but okay, that's all for now.
Yeah, I mean, Homeboys had to use all of their battle spells except for Nets in that team fight, but Sabat and Zorn just manning the front line and whittling down RSGMY. That is the power of the time within this early game, especially when you're ahead and has a vengeance. Corrosion side done. It's going for the Gordon Helmet or the Athena shield next, but regardless, Homeboys right now, they're just in such a strong position.
Yeah, the setup is so good. Like, in that last fight, I thought for sure that Zorn and Sabat, they were gonna eat it there. That was a really nice stolen Tyrant's Rage, but just the survivability and the Quantum Charge coming in clutch again for Zorn. Walks out with a sliver of HP. Homeboy's going again.
Okay, Chibi makes an attempt. Izanami is like, you know what, I've got spell vamps, but speaking of spell vamps right now, he's does have a decent amount of level. He's actually out-leveling Chibi for now, but no, the drop comes in right on top on Stone, but he's able to get out with 1 HP. However, Lolil, he's left alone here. He needs to find a way to get out. Entropy comes in, but no, Venogo is able to save him. Chibi, he's gonna get pinned, and he's gonna go down. Final Slash doesn't connect. Homeboys over-committed to this, but what an outplay from Storm with that initial fight.
It's an overextension for Homeboys. They dropped on top of Stolen, wanting to get to Lo Liao. Stolen gets out. They still went for Lo Liao. At the end of the day, losing Chibi, not too big of a deal. He's still decent in terms of levels, even with a no-go. And Sabat, he set up the top wave, so that top tier 2 is going to fall regardless.
But I really questioned the decision. Like, I feel like Chibi got a little bit too desperate just to finish off the Matilda there. Once the rest of the cavalry showed up, it was time for Homeboys to back it off. And that's at least gonna give RSGMY something here. But Homeboys still not going to let up the pressure. Even with the turtle coming up, they're actually splitting the map in half.
Oh, Lolios is popped the Entropy preemptively here, expecting Homeboys to he could jump, but at the same time, as soon as they see this, well, Homeboy says, you know what, back off. We've got to secure the turtle. RGMY nowhere close to this fight. And it seems like turtle secured. But immediately, as soon as I say this, RGMY, they make a jump, they find Nance. That's a big catch. He's dead. He's gone for Nance. Homeboys, they are going to try to make a counter play. Zorn misses the stun here. He's going to get pinned away. Entropy still alive for Lolios. Slowly people them bound, but Udil with the 2-man yin-yang. Gonna stop the tempo right now, and here he comes. The saves from Izanami, the stolen Tyrant's Rage, stopping Sapat and Chibi, and he's able to get out with the guiding winds.
Oh man, I cannot believe Chibi saved Zorn that time. The energy eruption to taunt Izanami and Lolia to prevent the finisher onto Zorn. This guy is getting away with daylight murder. He has 5 assists, 0 deaths, and that is because sometimes a stroke of light, sometimes his team is just there at the right time.
You know, it doesn't matter how much damage Zorn takes because Cooper has made out of bandages. So he's already just prepared to get out of there alive regardless. But Izanami is making some really nice Tyrant's Rage steals as well. Homeboys actually does need to respect the damage coming out because Lolil is starting to hit pretty hard. Net's already got punished once, only just finished that Corrosion Scythe. So even though Homeboy still has the net worth lead. We're reaching a very important point in the game for both sides.
Oh, great side step. Oh, what a catch coming in from Repo as well. And now he is going to fall just like that. Very, very clean execution coming from RSGMY. Homeboys definitely wasn't expecting that.
That's going to help Venogo recover in terms of experience. He will hit 11 and he's getting a bit closer to Chibi in terms of that resource. But Homeboys, you got to start respecting RSGMY, not just in terms of damage, but in terms of the catch potential. Arlen is a pivotal tool that has been missing from RSGMY arsenal for the past few games, but now that they brought it out for Rippo, Homeboy got to give a bit more respect.
Yeah, up until now, GB has been playing Fredrin very aggressively, using his body as a way to engage fights, using the energy option to initiate. But against this composition, with a Barat, with an Arlet, he cannot afford to do that. His positioning needs to be safer and closer to the rest of the Homeboys to make sure he's not feeding more kills to RSG.
Yeah, and seeing Homeboys, they are finally playing a little bit more defensive here, knowing that their lanes are, their housekeeping needs to be checked right now. And most of the lanes are pretty 50-50, is not giving any kind of advantage at all. And Udil using a divergent to scout RSGMY's rotation. Are they going to be there? But guess what? Here's stolen divergent themselves. RSGMY, they make the drop on Sabat. They're trying to go for it, but I don't think that's the right target here. And Repo, he's got to run for his life. He flickers away, but here comes a Praises Wrath. But it is going to be scaring Repo off. He needs to recall back to base very, very soon. Storm gets in out to safety. Lord already engaged by Homeboys for now. Now, Zorn getting poked here. Lulio's popping the entropy once more. He's still damage checking onto his disc. But here comes Funny Slash, catches up on his life. Vengeance keeps him alive. Does he survive? Yes, he does. He's gonna walk out. But the Daytona's Volcom, he catches on Chibi. But Udil, he's able to get a 3-man yin-yang reaction. Just like that, they get 3 down from Rosaro RSGMY. What a catch from Udil.
What a catch from Zorn. Zorn again, the flicker, Tyrant's Rage, the pin tree into the wall, and that's the wombo combo we've talked about. Homeboy just laid everything on top of RSGMY, and they started from Sabat surviving with a sliver of health again.
And the Yin Yang reaction's just doing so much damage overall. Udil topping the damage dealt rankings. And man, if I had a nickel for every single time a Homeboys player walked out with no HP, I would have a lot more than 2 nickels here. That's gotta feel bad for RSGMY. Instantly, the net worth lead bloats to almost 7,000. RSGMY, they can still somewhat depend on Lolil to scale up into that late game. Then Tan is still 0-0-2, so his farm should be pretty matching to net. But Homeboys now has control of the map.
Oh, speaking of map right now, it seems like Homeboys has just got a huge lead against RSGMY, and the comeback from RSGMY seems to be very similar to game 1, but this time they've got better tools, but it comes down to execution though.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, RSGMY, they should be able to keep the Horde away and keep the inhibitor alive, and Loliao himself can handle the Lord pretty fine just with that entropy. But even then, Homeboys, they have amassed such a lead that RSGMY, they can't afford to get caught like that. Again, Homeboys are trying to burn their battle spells before the true fight begins, and RSGMY, they gotta start realizing that. You gotta start with taking back space, and that means using Ripple and the no-go as an asset.
If you ask me personally, this is one situation where I'm not a fan of Zorn actually spam recalling there. If he was hiding himself, RSGMY would have the position a lot more afraid because they're not sure of where the Kufra is. As long as Zorn is actually showing his face, it's allowing RSG to...
Lolios, he went for the entry forward here. He's gonna force Sabat's ultimate, but at the same time, he needs to get out. Izanami narrowly escaping this, but no goal. Is going to be the only one left stranded as Chibi locks him down as Homeboys finds the pick. Despite all the engagements, RSGMY loses only Vinogo. A nice little attempt coming in from Lolios, but it seems like Homeboys is just so much prepared for what's happening.
And Izanami stole the appraisal's wrath, so gotta get rid of that soon. And I guess, Sadafa, you said that Zorn being out in the open is not good because RSGMY knows where it is. Not when you have divergence, I guess. It's like it's like a magic trick, right? Now you see Zorn, now you don't.
You know, maybe Zorn is the diversion all along. Or maybe he's just baiting them. It's like, oh, I'm right here. There's no way you'll get caught by anything. Boom, Udil shows up out of nowhere. AK net worth lead now. Udil already having the Blood Wings and the Divine Glaive. This Loi is going to hurt a lot. Even triple Radiant Armor on Zorn, Chibi, and Sabat because they know that Izanami, Storm, and Lolil all deal magic damage. Unfortunately, a little bit front-loaded in that regard, making it easier for homeboys to itemize, and that's why a lot of them are surviving with the tiniest bit of HP.
Well, speaking of HP right now, RGMY, Loleo, he does have the damage to turn things around. However, he just needs to find the perfect angles to fight with. In this case, Zorn has been making it very, very difficult for RSGMY to do so. And Support as well, extremely tanky. He's got the Vengeance, which is a big problem for them. Loleo's, oh my goodness, 1-2 slaps. Udil just almost deleting Loleo's from this game. But fortunately for them, Guiding Wind keeps them alive, but the Lord already being started from side of Homeboys. Half HP Benogo is now or never. You got to get the biggest catch, but Udil once again pins him apart as Support blocks the entry, and Zorn from the sides. He catches Repo. Izanami tries to get out with a diversion. Is not good enough. Too much damage from Homeboys, and now they are going to be knocking in towards the inhibitors. They're diving past the tier 3s, but Nogo getting focused down as well. Udil barely surviving it. Nets finally takes down the tier 3. Storm now.
Oh my goodness.
Razor's Wrath drops on RSGMY. They have to reset, but Homeboys, they have to back off. Repo's going to be back in 5 seconds. In this case, Nets, he's running for his dear lives.
The game is not going to end here, but still, Homeboys now more than 11k goal advantage. This is literally a checkmate situation. RCMY managed to hold back the wave, but Homeboys, they got the divergence coming back up soon in just a little bit. They are ready to fight another time.
They actually used it just for Udil and Nets to get closer to the fight here. The Lord gonna be crashing up top lane.
They need them. They need them in this fight as well. RGMY, they need to find where this Claude is, and it's gonna be tough. Vinogo looking for the catch. He does have the Vinogo's welcome here. The glass comes in. Chibi, he might go.
Oh my goodness!
First of all, but the catch from Homeboys once again. They find Loleo's out of nowhere. Chibi trying his best to stall Storm here, but again, Zorn with a 3-man catch. They're collapsed all over on RSGMY, and Udil wipes the floor with RSGMY. 2-0 for the Owls. 2.
South back onto the field. Zorn.
Oh, it's gonna be an interesting one, because I agree with Mirko. RSG has strong lanes, but they're playing against Zorn's chip, which so far is a near 100% win rate. Can they do it?
Well, we have to find out here. Is this gonna be our second grand finalist ascending to the grand finals, or will RSGMY kind of make things interesting for us and drag this to game number 4, because they definitely need a miracle? And will we see a miracle right now? Because as of now, Homeboys going up against RSGMY game number 3.
I gotta be honest, I never expected to see Leomore even once in the seasons, let alone twice, courtesy of Chibi. But again, the pressure for Homeboys early on, despite Ripple getting the Terizla, they are still not afraid to just get Sabat ahead, or at least put some presence in the top side with Woody around.
My God, look at how hard they're aiming Rippo.
Oh, they're just walking up.
Wait.
Chipping away at his HP here. Zorn almost losing his life, but Repo is going to be forced to recall back. Instantly backs off. Meanwhile, Stope also taking a lot of damage here as they try to apply pressure on this Leomon. And it seems like RSGMY, they're getting a little bit aggressive themselves, while Repo has got to somewhat hold on himself as well.
Yes, the Vice is gonna freeze the wave. No need to hard shove it. Maybe you get a sneaky trade against Ripple. I just feel like Ripple probably saw Sapa walk into that bush, but the fact that Sapa can now stand behind Ripple's cannon minion as a Paquito into Terizla, that is something else.
It's quite annoying, but I think both teams also recognize that this is going to be a speedy game. There's going to be a lot of team fighting, especially once that first turtle comes about. There's 3 quantum charges on both sides, a good amount of movement speed, penetration all around. No defensive emblems being picked up this game at all. Looks like RSG is taking our advice, go down swinging, and we'll see if that happens.
Oh, Repo once again faced with a lot of pressure. This time calling the no-go for a little bit of backup, so that's going to help him a little bit more. Now, he didn't get the catch here. Storm! Oh, wait, what?
Lethal Ignition!
No way!
Good stuff from Izanami. I mean, it's been quite a while since Woody got slowed down like that, but that also means he's not going to hit 4 anytime soon. No flicker for him, most importantly.
Well, Divergent comes in. Zorn, where are you looking? You are going to get shot from behind. This time, Repo will take a huge jab on Zorn. Now, Sapat looking for the flank, but this pretty much is going to be an RSGMY server. There's no way it's going to get stolen, right? Okay, there's no way. That's impossible.
breath of fresh air. RSGMY off to a definitely more stable start. Just disregarding whether they get a lead or not, the fact that they were able to pull this off is good enough.
Storm being, oh, hold on.
Oh, Repo penalty zone trying to buy a little bit of time, but he's gonna get everyone dropped on top of it, instantly executed. Homeboys, very flashy here.
Homeboys hitting back instantly, and they do need that. They've already been slowed down in that early game, with Stone finding a nice hiding in that bush to punish Udil straight away to secure that first Lord easily for RSG. Despite this though, the net worth lead not going to be too notable. Homeboys still keeping up.
Adaptations being made from RSGMY as well, but no go. He's looking to finish off Udil. He gets a solo kill all by himself. Homeboys unable to respond to this as well. Loleo is able to get a huge chunk of the gold plating down bottom because of the fact of that earlier rotation up top with the shortcut.
And then Udil does not have the flicker. That's why Venogo can just run him down without having to use the last insanity. I can't believe I didn't think of this theory earlier, but I feel like RSGMY Ripple is getting hard targeted by Homeboys just because they taunted Homeboys yesterday.
I think maybe yes, that's part of it, but Homeboys also recognizes that EXP lane priority is very important. RSG though, doing a great job of playing this map, even against Zorn on this chip.
Oh, Storm looking for the setup. Eternal God comes in to try and scare him off. RSGMY does have a little bit more control this game compared to the previous one here. As Homeboys, they need to figure out how to play around with Chibi, because as of yet, he struggled on this Leomon every single time.
It's not going to be easy. But RSGMY at least getting lowly out a good lane. Teresa doing decent as well. Even Venogo, he's doing fine, but Izanami topside.
Oh my goodness, topside Izanami going to be completely doped on as well. Homeboys, they just brought everyone with the shortcut. No way for RSGMY to kind of stop this as well, but Izanami is going to be priority. The Homeboys, they may have lost a turret down bottom, the gold plating here, but Udil once again, he gets caught out. Storm was able to find a pick on him once more. Udil, 3 deaths, almost 5 minutes into the game.
Of course, it's a small price to pay. They still get the top tier 1. Homeboys give away the turtle. Not too big of a deal at this point because Chibi, he is still power farming. So he's keeping tabs to Venogo in terms of levels and experience and gold. I think Homeboys are fine with it. Yeah, RSGMY, the most they got was an equalizer.
Yeah, I think Homeboys are actually reverting to the same style they approached the game when we saw them playing against KGE, right? When they're behind in that early game, they start playing it slow, playing it more deliberate to make sure that they're able to stay somewhat even with their opponents to allow nets to scale up. And if RSG has learned anything from watching Homeboys earlier today, they knew that they need to step on the gas here and not allow Homeboys the space they're looking to create.
They saw the NOD done by Udil, so some healing reduction, good utility, concealed by Storm.
Oh, conceal Rebo with a catch and
wow.
a follow-up setup as well by Storm. Instantly gone. Udil and Chibi completely shut down, but Nogo still fighting against Sabat. He's going to try and drag him back a win as well. Sabat trying to run for his life. He is going to be fine. Zorn, however, looking to re-engage, but his teammates still not respawned yet. He does have the shortcut. He finally goes for conceal play. Finally drops it. They want to re-engage this. Repo, no penalty zone. They want to retaliate. It's Tsunami. First of all, here comes the Phantom Seed to try and turn things around. RSGMY, they lose only one with this counter engage by Zorn.
Great combo from RSGMY, but Homeboys at least clap back with 1 kill. They waited for the respawn timer to almost come true, and Zorn instantly drops the shortcut to allow Ness to pick up his 2nd kill of the game.
I literally just mentioned RSG needs to step on the gas, play the tempo quicker, and they did that. They found a nice play with the conceal, but Homeboys actually not allowing themselves to play too slowly. Nets though, is he gonna get caught here?
Oh, he does have the flicker, so he is gonna be in a very well, he's gotta have fast fingers, right? Considering that usually we kind of see purifies coming from Homeboys, but this game, RGMY, if they hit those stuns on you, that is gonna be perma lock on Homeboys.
I think RSGMY, they just want to get this mid priority.
So close he caught Nets. That's gonna be a combo coming in, and this is what I'm talking about. No purifies means you are dead.
Ness not even using the flicker, knows that there's no way he gets out. The fact that Homeboys lost that tier 1 mid so early on means that RSGMY, they can keep doing this, just to keep applying pressure, right? Just put in pressure point. Homeboys relying on Subba to create side lane pressure on the other end.
Things are definitely looking up for RSGMY. The probably the best early game they've had the entire series. So the net worth difference, not that much actually.
Now shortcut comes in, they go in for the collapse, they're all fighting for the fight. GB looking to try and clean house as well, but the pin on the penalty zone by Repo catches onto Sapat, and GB will fall to everyone, and RSGMY just finds a double out of nowhere. Repo, whew.
Man, you'd think that RSGMY would at least have some semblance of lead, but it's again an equalizer, right? Homeboy stealing the turtle, that's the icing on the cake, and Nets finding another kill off of that team fight. They had to sacrifice Chibi and Subbat, but damage still done. At least Lo Liao gets the top tier 1 finally, and that kind of should have been the case a while ago.
I'm honestly impressed that Homeboys are still fighting so aggressively despite the fact that they know RSGMY is a little bit stronger than them at this stage of the game, right? The portal comes in, even the non-mobile members like Udil are just walking straight through despite having 4th deaths, having that faith, having that trust that it is going to contribute to their team. As of right now, the net worth difference between all the players actually not that much despite the pressure that RSG has been outputting, and Homeboys actually still itemizing quite greedily in terms of damage.
Oh, wait a minute. Zorn conceal play. He's gonna focus on Lo Liao's. Here he comes. Shortcut. Everybody's gonna be diving on him as well. Fantasy tries to catch him off guard. Chibi from the flight goes over the flash, but Udil with the dream and internal guard catches one. Nets picks Storm apart, and now they're on the run, and Chibi is gonna run them all down. He gets one, but he's so low. He's gonna die to Vinogo, but the damage has been done. They've got 3 courtesy of Zorn from Homeboys.
Zorn coined the backup soon as they were ready to fight, but can we talk about how Sabat flickered KO punched Lo Liao back into the fight just to make sure that this Roger died in an instant?
Yeah, I saw that. That was such a play coming in from Sabat here to make sure that Lo Liao is kept in place. And you know what this game is reminding me of? This game is reminding me of classic Todak. When they're behind, they throw bodies and somehow get the lead.
Out of this world. They have the lead now. A minor one, but still something for Homeboys. Nets has 4 kills right now.
They're funneling this carry. They're making sure that Nets is getting attacks on everyone. Even if he doesn't get a kill, he's getting an assist. GB and Sabat seem willing to throw away their lives, in fact, just to chip people down and secure more farm for Nets. Homeboys have a game plan here. RSG need to figure this out.
Yeah, in this case, they're already setting up for diversion here down bottom. RSGMY trying to check exactly where is the rest of members from Homeboys, but they're also preemptively recalling. They're sending Udil back to the base. So this is interesting to see RSGMY, you know, just so afraid of just pushing out of the base because of the fact that they don't exactly know where Zorn is. And this is actually frustrating from RSGMY.
Yeah, I mean, how the momentum has shifted, right? RSGMY, they were the ones taking fights. Sometimes Homeboys were running at them, but RSGMY always felt good about these fights. Right now, that's completely changed. RSGMY deciding to slow down a little bit, especially when the first lore is on the table.
Looking at the items, I like that Udil has gone for that Blood Wing second item. He needs a little bit of that survivability considering what he's been through up until that point. Izanami actually matching as well with the Blood Wing second item. Lolil going for the Windtalker Endless Battle Malefic Roar build. So not Trinity, not Great Dragon Spear as far as I can tell. Rippo actually going for full tank here. Sometimes you will see Terizlas go for at least 1 damage item, but no, Antique into the Athenas. He wants the front line.
Now here comes the divergent play. They're calling everybody, but no one's not there. They're actually grabbing 3 men. They're gonna try and burst down GB. They know exactly the timings for the purple buff. Gets the fast drop in. Zorn looking to try and re-engage, but they say, you know what, it's okay. We still got time. But speaking of time, 25 seconds for GB means that he will be able to rejoin the fight with the shortcut. But as you can see, RSGMY, they are gonna try and rush the Lord for now. Sabat looking for the flank. Lord dropping pretty low. They have to make a play, but it's not enough time. Chibi, 11 seconds down means RSGMY gets this Lord away for free. But the divergent up top, here he comes. They find Zord. They're looking on Nets. Nets with the flicker. He dies on forward, but he still dies on Loleo now. Zord manages to escape this, only losing Nets from the side of Homeboys.
Hey man, Nets went down swinging. He went down looking cool. The flicker underneath the inhibitor to dodge a penalty zone, knowing that he's most likely dead. Damn, I mean, he was just a few hits away from taking out the inhibitor despite his team not getting the lore, and that itself, I think, it's good enough to put RGMY in a potential negative if they don't make a use of this first push.
In actuality, if Zorn was just a little bit quicker with his rotation up the top lane, he may have been able to catch RSG right as they TP'd in and pulled in his own portal to back up nets, right? It was just a couple seconds too slow, but Homeboys don't seem to be fazed by this too much. Net worth difference still even for both teams, but RSG do have the Lord and they want to take as many towers as possible.
Well, already in position, purple buff coming in. Lord also going to be crashing on towards the base here. Zorn nowhere to be found as of yet. Udil, it's a nice little Eternal Guardian coming in, Eternal Guard coming in, but from behind, Zorn, he gets scouted out. Here comes Chain Stun. Does he drop the shortcut? Finally, he drops it, but is he going to be able to survive? No, they do not. Shortcut also destroyed, less than 2 seconds. Zorn sacrificing his life, but RSGMY, they're continuing their assault here. Somebody's gonna try and trade a purple buff of their own, but I don't think he's gonna be able to clear it in time here.
Yeah, thankfully, RSGMY got that inhibitor.
Oh, they don't check it.
Oh,
they don't check it. Oh
wow.
my goodness, they didn't see Serpent. Oh, that was so unfortunate. So he's gonna be able to recall back to base. RSGMY continues with the pressure as Homeboys may need to find a little bit of space to actually make a comeback for this.
And the Homeboys have been playing with the lane sideways pretty well, right? Tier 2s on both side lanes down. They do have a top lane to worry about from time to time, but even that wave is shoved up pretty far up.
Oh, here comes Zorn. He's looking for it.
Zorn, he's got concealed play. He's gonna try and find someone, but again, he's getting bursted down so quick. Lolios is gonna go for the kill, and he is gonna drop it as well. But the Eternal Guard, he was a bait. Lolios, he needs to run. Can he get out? But the concealed play keeps him alive. Now, Homeboys, they are the ones to get baited themselves here. What an outplay from Lolios, and now Nets will fall. Storm surviving, but nope, Udio will finish him off. Repo finally intercepts his under turret, and they will all fall. It is going to be a potential wipeout. Subpa clears the minions down bottom, but RSGMY, they've got a miracle, a sign of it, and they are going to focus down on the crystal, and they will take Game 3, dragging this to Game 4.
Homeboys decided to take a bit of risk, pull out the Leomore, and guess what? Both Leomore games have resulted in a
Life in these former champions.
And Grand Finals here. This is the Land of Dawn. This is the battle for supremacy.
doing the series justice. It would be kind of a buzzkill if we go down in 3 games, but at least we're getting a 4th for now. RSG realizing that tempo is the way to go. Stopping Homeboys in the tracks is the way to go.
One thing we've also observed during this playoffs is that Homeboys does have a tendency to lose some steam the longer the series goes. So hopefully the fatigue isn't going to start kicking in here because they just need that 1 point to secure a guaranteed wildcard slot at the very least. RGMY though, like I mentioned already, this is a composition that's going to be very strong in those first couple of levels, especially that first turtle fight. We'll see if they can make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, talk about losing steam, RSGMY. This is their 9th game. Well, not really, this is their 7th game of the day, right? They lost 3, they played 3 against SRG. This one is the 4th against Homeboys. So if anything, it's been quite a day for RSGMY.
Yeah, even Homeboys as well, they played so... Actually, Homeboys has played more games, right?
Yeah, actually,
they have,
8th
yes.
game.
They played an additional more game, and I'm surprised they're still able to somewhat keep up in terms of tempo. So fatigue is starting to kick in for me for both these teams here. Eventually, it is going to be a battle of war of attrition, and I think in terms of endurance-wise, Homeboys and RGMY will eventually feel it if they drag into Game 5, and that is not a position that any team wants to be with. So this is a do or die for Homeboys, and if RSGMY takes this game, it's going to be anyone's game on Game 5 because you won't expect it as well, because it comes down to who's able to endure longer than the rest.
I like the fact that Sabat kept that vengeance, just not panic pressing it because he knows how important that can be. He can still reset, get his health back, and press come to the bottom lane to try and contest for a turtle. He won't have his ultimate though for a while.
Yeah, that could be a problem potentially in RSG.
Oh, here comes the star. They do find TB. That's huge for RSGMY. Udil getting focused down as well. He's trying to hold on for his dear life. He's stolen the Primal Buff. He's got the spell web. He's fan-numbing. He's fan-fighting every single one. And Sapat is able to turn the tides. And now here comes the circling Eagle to reset the fight. And Homeboys with one fell swoop. What a clutch from Udil. What a stomp.
Man, you gotta be kidding me. Udio steals the Primal Wrath and man fights 4 people of RSGMY. A bit unfortunate for Storm. He could have turned back into the Mecha form and get the Earth Shadow knockup, but he died before the animation could go off, and just like that, Homeboys turn a losing fight into a winning one.
Yeah, the value of stealing Edith ult as well is that you turn into Edith afterwards. So he was even able to CC an additional player on top of all the damage he had already done. And we know that Valentina is going to have slightly more magic attack compared to that Edith, which is why Udil was able to just directly man-fight Homeboys, turning a bad situation into a winning fight.
What a clutch coming in here. Udil has had it enough, considering how much aggression has been made onto him in the previous game. But this game, I feel like Udil is in a situation where he's able to take advantage of his passive ability, right? Like if he's a level ahead of enemies here, he is going to get additional spell vamp out of it. And if he's keep heating damages on hero, he's going to get additional XP from his passive ability. So I think to compensate that with Primal Wrath's, I would say, toolkit, it just gives him so much sustainabilities in teamfights, so much damage output as well, and a way to even counter a setup against RSGMY. But the best thing about this is that it's so easy for him to steal the ultimate. But of course, having Divergent is going to be the priority. You can see Storm looking to trying to re-engage this fight, but RSGMY just rethinks their choices right now.
At least RSGMY knows that Udio doesn't have the Primal Wrath this time, but he's still playing aggressively to try and utilize the passive.
Oh, Stomp. No, not going to be connecting here. Chibi looking to try to force Vinogo out into a sticky situation. This turtle fight is going to be very, very important. They've lost the first one coming from RSGMY, but Vinogo somehow still manages to catch up in XP. So looks like they don't really want to make an attempt this time. Lodio's going to be a babysitter here to try and clear off the minions, but Homeboys, they're just not risking it here. But Divergent, wait a minute. Oh no, they found Chibi. Oh, nice side that the Thorn comes in as well. They can't seem to chain stun on Chibi. They're making mistakes, and now the gobble out by Homeboys. They punish this. They need to run. Izanami will fall. Nets won't be able to pick him apart. But Lolios is going for the hunt. Udio with the Divergent doesn't get out. No, he doesn't get out. He almost did. What a close fight, but still, it's not over yet. RSGMY was able to trade 1-for-1, but they're so low. The turtle in the hands of a no-go. RSGMY, they actually comes up on top. They take the turtle. Homeboys, they lose the battle of attrition right now.
Thank goodness RSGMY was able to salvage that. That could have gone way worse. I believe the Earth Shadow was, the timing might be a bit off from Stolen with the flicker, allowing Chibi to get away, but Lo Liao cashing in on a 1 kill onto Udio. That is something that they definitely needed to happen to make sure that even though Homeboys sort of won the initial fight, they're not getting too far away with it.
Yep, and now Zorn is going to be a little bit of harassment here, but again, it feels like RSG should have lost way much more there. Like, you can start to see the fatigue start to kick in on both teams. And again, it all comes down to landing those spells. And Udio now, finally, going to be taking the Primal Wrath in this case here. So, Homeboys, they are going to try and start a fight around Udio's Primal Wrath. And that's something that RSGMY needs to be wary of.
And they already fell victim to it once. They gotta realize the danger of it. Sapat though.
Oh, they've got the sustain. Lolios is able to get out, but Sapat, he gets picked up from the sides. RSGMY, they make an attempt down bottom, but Homeboys try to make a play, but it just wasn't good enough. Chibi also forced to give away control. RSGMY trying to make a miracle right here, right now.
This game devolving into a slugfest. These two teams are rivals. They acknowledge it, they know it, they revel in it. And neither side is giving advantage freely to their opponents. Lolil, though, already 1k gold ahead of Nets thanks to being part of that early kill. Already having 2 items completed.
Storm walking up in the wrong bush. Gets chased down, but he still flickers out of there. Izanami able to buy a lot of time as well. He's got the damage, but Storm finally dies to the hands of Udio. He will trade with Chibi's life, though. Now Zord looking to try and stall the fight for RSGMY, but Lolios, he's able to pick one. And double kill for Repo as well. RSGMY looking to go absolutely bonkers with this wolf here. And now Homeboys, they're trading 50-50s. They want to try to set up a play, but that should be all for now for Homeboys. They have to be careful because RSGMY is bearing their fangs here in out of desperation. Udio, oh no, combo comes in. Repo, whew. This is a back and throw punches coming from both sides.
Very unlucky for Storm because he died to the chain lightning from Udio's primal wrap form, but Ripple is 3-1 so far. The Lycan pounds damage from Low Liao just now transferred over to Ripple's victims. RSGMI looking for the third turtle of this game.
RSG so far in control. They're able to take a lot of these fights. They're able to come out on top. Lolil already starting to build up a good amount of damage too. If you ask me personally, Homeboys are taking more fights than they need to here. Like, this is a comp that can scale better. They shouldn't be forcing things.
My god, that was so much damage coming in from Izanami as of yet. And now they're going to go for the collapse. Let's see with the turtle fight. No, Chibi again. He is going to secure this as well. Thorn going to be the first to fall here. RSGMI going to be looking to try and trade even more. The out here coming from Nets just not going to be able to do too much value here, but RSGMI, they may have lost the turtle, but they are getting pickoffs here and there.
And the damage from Izanami is so explosive. Like, Zorn disappeared the moment he got vacuumed in by the Yan reaction, and Low Liao continuing to push that lead, making sure that he's going to be the first one to hit critical mass, going to the tier 1 and now taking tier 2 bottom. Divergent just to get some vision to RSGMY. They got priority set.
Things starting to look a little bit dicey. We talked about this. RSGMY, this comp is designed to snowball. It's designed to get kills and scale off of that. Homeboys have done a good job of making sure it doesn't go too far, because the net worth lead right now actually isn't all that much 9 minutes in. But again, they gotta be so much more careful. There needs to be a degree of respect here. RSG has found their momentum. This is not the same team from game 1 and 2.
A miracle is about to happen. RSGMY for the play. Divergence play comes in. Izanami, no, wait. He needs to get out. Oh, Chibi. It was stopped in his track here. Izanami, fast reactions. May have been a worse scenario for RSGMY. Like, it could have turned real bad if he was caught out right there and then.
He won't have the flicker for the next almost 2 minutes, right? Lord is spawning in less than 30 seconds. Unfortunate for RSGMY, but at least Izanami kept his life. And they can assume this mid lane control for now. As long as they stay in the bush, Izanami can continuously poke at Homeboys.
Oh man, I just noticed something kind of unfortunate as well. Out of the 5 kills that Homeboys have gotten so far, 3 went to Zorn. Literally the last person that you want kills on, because it's not going to bring a lot of value to him compared to some of the other cores. Now that could be affecting Homeboys in terms of their farm a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give away his kill, his death as well, but the shutdown kill is going to be giving a little bit more. And as of yet, this is going to be a little bit of an interesting one for you guys. I've heard news here, Husky, that we've hit an all-time new PCU, and as of now, if you guys are interested to secure, get even more codes here, you can wait for the next code with the 500,000 PCU. So be sure to keep watching here, and we've hit the numbers thus far. But again, now back to the fight here. What's about to happen?
It's gonna be an important Lord dance, right? Homeboys would catch.
Ooh, he's just gone.
Yeah, straight up just destroys
Izanami just completely melted from that fight. Homeboys just, you know, finding an inch here. They're trying to find a little bit of mistakes here. As you can see, they're trying to go for the poke. Lord Dance comes in. RSGMY, they need Izanami back in 10 seconds here. He's got the Divergent to rejoin the fight. But Homeboys, they have to play this a little bit safely here. You can see they're focusing on Udio. Chibi looking for the taunt. Storm going to be focusing as well. Here comes Collect. Tortoise Person comes in. With a 2-man stun comes in. Lolios looks to turn the fights, and he's going to try and run them all down. Someone looking to re-engage, but the taunt from Chibi stops them from re-engaging. Now, with Izanami back in action, Homeboys immediately says, run! We don't want to fight with Izanami. And now, they have to back off. Not overcommitting over this fight.
Man, Ripple saving his teammate. 2 different teammates with that knockout punch. And that could have been so much worse for RSGMY to get another fighting chance for this. Izanami still has that flicker, but Stone has lost his.
That is a good disengage from the Homeboys there. Recognizing that once it was time to go, it was time to go, but they're still pushing it.
Oh, take 2 comes in. Chibi getting his HP down, half HP as well. Zorn with the Circling Eagle to try and see how's the scenario on from RSGMY. Both teams cannot afford to fight this carelessly. They're taking it very, very safe. And this is a stalemate, but again, the ideal targets to be taken down right now from both sides usually is going to be the marksman, but it seems like Homeboys is focusing on Izanami while RSGMY is focusing on
Uh-oh.
the back flag. They find Nets! What a catch by RSGMY in the heat of the moment, in this stalemate. And now they collapse on towards RSGMY. Homeboys, they're taking a lot of damage, but they're all clumped up. Udil is trying his best to do much damage with his Primal Ram. Sapat surviving for the longest of time, but it's not good enough. RSGMY is able to get more, but Udil is able to even the score. 3v2. Udil now on the hunt. RSGMY, they're so low and they have to back off.
Well, at least they got the mini wave to push down the top tier 2. That's the least that RSGMY could hope for. Man, that divergence of Izanami opened up the floodgates, but Udil once more in their Primal Wrath form, just manhandling the rest of RSGMY. All of them in the red, and Udil finding 2 kills in the process.
Udil just becoming a secondary marksman when he has that Edith ultimate stolen, topping the damage dealt rankings by a wide margin here. RSGMY, that should not have happened to them. That was a great fight, a great catch. They should have backed it off there, stayed 5-man strong. They could have gotten the Lord for free, but now it's going to be yet another 50-50. And even after everything, the net worth difference is even.
Oh my goodness, take 3, boys, take 3. Despite all the fights happening, not much has been gained from both sides besides a couple of levels. But again, as once the stalemate again, the calm before the storm. Who's gonna be the ones to make the first move right here, right now?
Man, imagine if they catch Nets again. He's standing in the exact same bush that he got caught, RSGMY. Izanami, he's thinking about making a play, but this dance, RSGMY needs a bit more info.
If you didn't notice, Nets actually checked that bush specifically.
Oh boy,
he's skilled
scared.
to it.
He's scared. He is scared. Now Chibi looking for the taunt. Storm's gonna be there as well. Vinogo with his shooting unity doesn't find a single player from Homeboys who's out of position. And it's just so difficult and frustrating to see what's happening to both these teams, because Homeboys again match point. RSGMY trying to make a miracle now. Chibi not gonna risk the 50-50 Storm. Getting harassed in, but again, both still inch by inch, pixel by pixel, waiting for a response. Repo now gonna get knifed in, finally making the jump. Repo in a little bit of trouble, he's taking a little bit of damage here, but the divergent play!
What?
They
Oh
collapse
my
on that! He needs to get out, but the winds of nature of that is able to buy time. He eventually falls, but they all crumble. Loleo picks them all apart. It comes down to this crash once again. Izanami is trying to kite Serpent as long as he can. Chibi finds Storm on the side, but he needs backup. Serpent is gonna get finished apart here, and he will fall. 3v1 with one fell swoop. RSGMY is able to flip the tables. Homeboys in some serious trouble, but at the same time, Chibi, he's got no retribution here. Does he run for the Lord?
Doesn't matter.
He cannot. He has to defend. He cannot.
Wow. I mean, first of all, Ness has a Winds of Nature start inside. He has Spell Vamp. He powered through all that and he still dies. That's how much damage RSGMY has. Good on Loleo. He executes Nets. Now he has a great Dragon Spear. That only makes him so much stronger. He hits with crits. Now he has extra movement speed when he transforms. But able to jump to Zorn with the Lycan Pounce as Zorn retreats with the Guiding Wind. Puts him at such a safe distance. And Ripple not dying, allow himself to kill off Udil in the process. RSGMY finding crucial fights.
I cannot believe RSG just teleports the entire team on top of Homeboys. Like, do you know how risky that is if they get caught like in the wrong spell altogether? It could have cost them the entire fight, but it didn't. They won that. That's a 4K net worth lead now for RSGMY. Loleo still 0 deaths thus far. Homeboys, we might actually see them pulled into a game 5.
Oh boy, the dream is real. The reverse comeback might happen here. A miracle here on MPL MY Season 13. Expect the unexpected. Now, with the Lord crashing in, Loleo is going to be doing a little bit of damage check on GB. He's dropping down pretty low. Izanami looking for a couple of catches, but he's going to be fine for now. It's full defense for Homeboys. Waiting for the jump. Here comes the slam coming in as well. Chibi gets a 2-man taunt, but he's gonna be fine for now. He needs to back off. Zorn needs to get out as well, but they're making an attempt as well. Chibi in a little bit of trouble. Can he get out? Yes, he will. Circling Eagle coming from Zorn to commit into this fight.
Wait,
Udil, he tried to make a play, and Udil, he actually gets out while scaring off RSGMY.
Man, that Guiding Wind, the shield, not only saved Zorn from the burst of RSGMY, but also got Udil out. Homeboys teetering on the edge, but RSGMY, they have found a big window. 2 inhibitors down on Homeboys.
Oh boy, who knows what's gonna happen coming up next. What we do know is that RSGMY has actually scaled up. We talk about how Homeboys has better late game scaling overall, but because RSGMY has hit this peak a little bit sooner, they're still the ones in control since Homeboys only has one tower left over. And both mid laners have been making work this game.
Oof, what a game. Now battle spells all already baited out as well. At least 2 minutes. RSGMY has got no flickers on Lolios, no flickers on Storm, but guess what? They're still going to make an attempt, and against time, they're going to be focusing on Sunbun. They chain the stun here, but it is a Tamus for a reason. Extremely tanky. Not the right target they were looking for. RSGMY just banking on this divergent surprise, and somehow it's forcing Homeboys to play very passively because of the fact that they need Nets alive.
Yo, Storm just got a Starlium side.
Yeah, I mean, he's done with Udio. like Udio has been out-damaging him. Storm is like, I want to be the part of this. I want to be able to man-fight like Udio in his primal form. But RGNY, they still force out Subpot's Vengeance, and they can do this as much as they want, right? Checking bushes with the divergence. The fact that the map is wide open for RGNY means that Izanami, he's going to have such a great time just giving Homeboys jump scare. Lord coming up.
It's so difficult for Homeboys to play on the map right now because that diversion could come from anywhere, and Izanami is constantly using it to scout out the map and see if there's openings that they can take advantage of. Homeboys knows that they are just one fight away, one lost battle away from potentially going into a full series, and then all bets are off, right? It's just going to be a slugfest considering the number of games both these teams have played.
Well, in this case, the playmaker is gotta be Izanami, because once he makes a play, everyone from RGMY is gonna be dropping on nets once more. But to make things a little bit interesting here, they are gonna try and get information using this Roar Dance. Homeboys now looking to retreat. Minions are shoved out, but again, it's all about waiting.
It's all about finding Nets. Nets is the key. At this point, Nets goes down. It's bets off. RGMY will have a chance. Here we go.
Virgin, here he comes. They are going to be sending one up top as well. Looks like, oh, they don't find anyone, but it is going to be the deep brush up top. So if Nets decides to flank from that side, he might be in a little bit of trouble here. It seems very close, but Udil is going to be showing himself. Here he comes. They are going to try and collapse this, but no, they don't want to fight this. They want Nets specifically. Lolio is there. He finally shows himself and fight Udil. They don't know it was a bait, and now Homeboys, they lose Udil 4v5. And now they collapse on Chibi. Can they get out? Entropy comes in. Sabah is going to be throwing his body with the Vengeance here to try and buy time for the team. But nobody is re-engaging with him as well. Nets is trying his best. He's got the Winds of Nature. He tries to make a play. He will do so. But RSGMY is just too strong. They've got the numbers. They've got the sustains. And now Chibi needs to reset. He's got immortalities, he's got sword, but it is 3v2. They have a damage dealer. They found Lolios, but at the same time, can they chip against this crystal? Do they have the physical attack? It's all spells. They're clearing minions. They're going for the crystal. Circling Eagle to buy time. Chibi, they need to start taunting as well, and they have done it. RSGMY has made miracle here in MPL. Hope it's not over yet. The dream. It is indeed the moment of truth. The final time for today as we enter into the Landodon for the lower bracket finals. It is going to be full resets, a best of one. The winner takes all. The winner will advance into the grand finals. Homeboys versus RSGMY. This is going to be a very, very emotional moment by the end of this match.
It does not get any better than this. We wanted it to go fully. I mean, me and Sadafa, we were having a conversation. We were like, man, RSG is probably going to get swept today. And guess what? They were about to do the complete opposite against Homeboys. Storm starting the early lead for Venogo just to speed things out a little bit for this Xbox jungle.
Every single action in this game is going to move mountains for these teams. The fact that wild cards, potentially an MSC slot, rests upon the results of a single visit to the Land of Dawn. That pressure is going to be weighing down heavily. The fatigue going to be felt by both sides. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Well, speaking of what's happening here, again, ever since Game 4 kind of happened as well, you can see both Homeboys and RSGMY playing extremely disciplined, extremely passive as well, ensuring to wait for those third turtle power spikes or even the 3-item core power spikes before entering these fights. And again, you can see how much pressure is on the line. The stakes here are on the line for both these teams, and now they cannot afford to do this. Chibi, he got a little bit cheeky. He does harass a little bit of fights here, but he is looking to fight against Vinogo. And I think Vinogo, he has been struggling the most for the longest of time. And this time, given the export once again, this is just a safety one where Vinogo, you won't mess this up. Like, even if you get dived on, you've got a second life. So that's going to buy you a little bit more time.
Yeah, ensures him good jungle clear. You run into the barrage. I mean, you annoy the heck out of the barrage once you start getting those core items. Homeboys, they wanted to break their Faraga armor, but it was unsuccessful, which means Rippo is going to hit his 4 Izanami as well for the Black Shoes. And this first turtle fight could be what sets the momentum for RSGMY.
And we know that this first turtle fight has changed a lot of things for both these teams. They're aggressive early, hold on.
Okay, Storm, they find Udio. They're going to collapse on him as well. RSGMY, they take him down. Chibi with the Daytona's welcome. Gets blown now by Vinogo. And now Vinogo, he is going to die in the hands of someone. But here he comes, Storm with the catch again. The shortcut comes in. That's going to be joining the fight to try and salvage the situation for Homeboys. And they managed to do so. A double kill for Homeboys. What may look like a good start for RSGMY has completely flipped with a play by Zorn.
Man, that's getting a double kill in that situation. Literally was the saving grace for Homeboys. That could have not gone any better for RSGMY. Zorn getting the shortcut just in time. And the turtle going over to Homeboys means that RSGMY, they have not gotten the lead that they were hoping for.
Yeah, that's a massive victory, in fact. It looked like RSG were in full control after they got 2 free kills. We see the portal from Zorn, we think there's no one left to call in, but there's Net. Oh, Zorn though.
Okay, round 2, they're gonna try and Zorn. Oh, he's gonna be able to escape this here. This is so frustrating from RSGMY, right? Like RSGMY, like it or not, they have to start a fight somewhere. They can't just wait for Zorn to actually make a jump, but in this case, do they have enough damage to burst? It looks like he's gonna try and attempt on Uday once more. Do they get the kill? No, Izanami was so occupied running because Serpent melts him down, and now here comes the Daytona's welcome. They even catch Storm. Double kill for Homeboys. It might be over, just like that.
Man, they gotta be disciplined, man. RSGMY starting to step on the gas a bit too much. They wanted to go for Udio, but Izanami did not have Black Shoes in that moment, and the overcommitment costed them a lot more than they would have liked.
RSGMY needs to make sure they're not going too far here. They know that victory is within reach. That's why you see them starting to go for these advantages wherever they can. At Homeboys, they got 2 teleports, man. You gotta respect that control.
A very long, drawn-out fight. Finally, we are hearing the drums of the Flame Boys giving motivations. They know that Homeboys has one of the best shot possible right here, right now. And RSGMY, they seems to be in a little bit different city. Have to play this a little bit safer now. But Homeboys again, Zorn, might be in trouble. Here he comes again. They are gonna try and set him up. Can they kill him in time? No, they got the shotgun out as well. They made the blunder, and here comes the collapse. The stage is roaring. Double kill for Nets for Homeboys.
Man, he's 4-0 already. This is getting worse and worse. RSGMY, you gotta stop doing that. You don't have enough damage. If you want to full commit, use the Primal Wrath Storm. You cannot be generous. This game is slipping away in such a weird fashion.
Considering what happened in Game 3 and Game 4, Homeboys are stepping on the gas. We thought they might be tired, we thought they might be tilted, but no, they've just gotten even more motivation to take down RSG.
Now Zorn gonna be starting the fight. Vinogo looking for the retreat battle. He loses his here. Use the insanity to back off. Repo also dropping now. He's gonna be the straggler for RSGMY. Can he get out? He's so low. He gets picked by Zorn. Homeboys finds the pick, and now Lolio's next to fall potentially, but he flickers out of there. So he's gonna be able to escape. Homeboys again with their oppression. 5 minutes in, 3K goal lead.
Dude.
This is the quickest goal lead that has been built up the entire series. Homeboys and RSG have been so respectful to each other the whole time. But it feels like Homeboys has figured something out. They've pressed on the wound. Sapat literally diving into their jungle.
Oh, they're trying all they can. Here it comes. The collapse once more. The shotgun here.
Oh my
they
goodness.
Awan as well. Izanami gets completely destroyed by Zapat. Finogo now is dead. Finogo gone. Unstoppable for Nets. Homeboys continue to assault as they look for more. RSGMY in some serious trouble here. The lead continues to extend, and you can see Zorn starting with his recalls once more.
Man, Homeboys need to like actively grief the game to even attempt to lose it, because this game has already reached the point where I feel like it's done. RSGMY, they need so much time for Lolio and Izanami to scale up, but they're not given the space because all these fights that they're taking, they're not full committing to it, and they kept banging their heads into the wall.
Homeboys have 10 kills in 6 minutes, and half of those are Nets. Look at the goal difference between him and Lolil. Only 7 minutes into the game.
God.
Sapat is 4-1 as well. He is actively one-shotting this Lilia.
Dude, think about this, right? Nets is 5-0-3, 6 minutes a game as a gold laner. This guy is level 10 as well. He's on par with Chibi. That means he's almost 3 items compared to Lolil right now.
You gotta feel really bad for Venogo. The game was not supposed to go down like this. Venogo was supposed to get some more space to farm out, get his early items, and then get the snowball rolling. But these early skirmishes have gone so poorly ever since the first turtle, which is the only even fight for both teams. In RSGMY, they drop the ball time and time again. This mid-tier 1 goes down in the next 2 minutes. I think Homeboys will just lock RSGMY out of the jungle.
I honestly don't know if RSGMY have enough time left in this game to actually come up online, because Homeboys is just going to continue scaling. They'll straight up win any team fight they come across. Udil hasn't even used diversion once yet. He hasn't had to, so you never know when that might pop up. There's so much pressure on RSG.
Hey, why need Divergent when you've got a shortcut by Zorn? Like, Divergent so far, I feel like Homeboys is using it as a disengage mechanism right now, which I think RSGMY, again, they need some way to burst them down. And Chibi right now on this barrage seems to be very difficult to actually kill off.
This lore, I don't even know how RSGMY is going to contest this. Unless they get some just straight up miracle out retry onto Chibi, onto Venogo. Homeboys are definitely going to get the lore and start really taking this outer layer defense.
The miracle run might just end right here, right now, as RSGMY is possibly on their last straw at the edge of the seats now, the edge of the cliff. They might completely fumble here. 5.2k gold net worth lead. Homeboys now going to be taking the first Lord just like that. No contest coming from RSGMY.
Things are spiraling. Things are already falling out of the hands of RSGMY. The fastest we have seen this entire series. I don't even know what they can do to come back from this. Lolil needs farm, Izanami needs farm. Rippo has already fallen behind to the point where he only just got his corrosion psych, so he's not even tanky.
I mean, this is like what? Miracle State, RSGMY, they gotta have all 3 winning lanes, and they have the tools for it, but it's just not used properly. That window has closed. Homeboys, they can get whatever they want.
Oh, they're gonna try. Looks like they're gonna burst the creep waves as much as they can. The middle turrets will fall. The creep waves take so long to actually clear off as well. Izanami pre-drop those shadow bombs, not helping with the creep waves, but eventually they still get it done. So they have kind of stopped the bleeding down middle, but there is still the Lord heading from the top side though.
The Lord, only the first Lord of the game, but the impact of it feels so large because of how behind RSGMY have already found themselves. Homeboy should be able to take down every single external tower with this, and if RSG are unlucky, they may even lose an inhibitor. That's the situation they find themselves in.
What a huge disadvantage. Venogo, he's got to throw everything to clear this as well. They are able to defend for now, but Homeboys continues with their lead. Nets now level 13 on this gold lane. This Claude is finally online.
Yeah, I mean, Loliao, he is so far behind. And it's not even his fault, right? His team just kept wanting to fight. I mean, Loliao was a part of one of that. 8,300 goal advantage for Homeboys at 10.5 minutes in. This game is already nearing the situation where RSGMY might as well flatline. Sapat can just single-handedly tear through their lineup.
I feel bad for Loleo, man. He was just innocently laning against Nets, just doing his own thing. Nets TPs out of the lane for a short moment, comes back with 2 kills under his belt all of a sudden, and the lane is just over. Like, hold on though.
Oh my goodness, Storm. He is gonna get spit out as well. Chibi is taking a little bit of damage here. Shortcut comes in, but it is right behind the wall. They make an attempt coming from RSGMY, but again, the lead is too far off. They just can't kill off Chibi, so they are gonna try and make a second chance here, second attempt, but again, only all the outer turrets has fallen for RSGMY, so it's back to resets from both sides.
Man, if they manage this comeback, it would be one of the most incredible ones we've seen. We know RSGMY, they had the reputation of managing these in the last season, but this one feels so insurmountable. At least they know they have some sort of damage, and all they need is a bit of time, but it takes quite a while because they're funneling everything into Izanami and Lo Liao, and they have to stick as 5.
Loleo needs to get a shutdown on Nets. That is an important step for RSGMY if they want to make up even a slight bit of this net worth difference. 8K 11 minutes in is very big, but we have seen these same differences overcome before in the past. But with that rose gold meteor for Nets now, that's usually one of the last items you get. Okay,
that is the last item. That is the last.
Man.
He is
Oh my god.
6K ahead of Lo Liao. It's 2 items, it's 2.5 items ahead.
Dude, if they end the game right here, right now, Nets might have set a very, very new all-time high GPM. It's
You
close
might
to
be
Chibi's,
right.
do you think about it?
Oh boy.
If you think about it, Chibi actually got level 15 around this timing as well. So if they close out this game right here, right now, Nets might be able to set an all-time high for the highest GPM in this game. Maybe, just maybe.
This could be the final blow. I mean, RSGMY, even in the best case scenario, they defend against the siege, they probably would lose at least 2 inhibitors.
Well, let's see. They are playing this very patiently here. It comes down to Nets. Does he get the biggest big boy damage into this fight? Because damage jungle ranking here, Nets hasn't been doing a lot. Sabat has been 1v1ing his fight against Izanami, and it's proven to be very difficult for Izanami to survive in all these fights.
And RSG is dependent on Storm as well. That's their only main reliable source of catch here. Homeboys is taking advantage of that. How many towers will RSG lose? Will they lose the game even?
Yeah, the lanes pretty much crashed in tier 3 falls. Lord survived very long, but very quickly defended by RSGMY, not making unnecessary plays. Homeboys, they have to be the ones to make the jump, and RSGMY, they know they're trying to stall for time. For how long can they stall? As you can see, Sabat making an attempt. He's taking some turret damage here. Tier 2, Tier 3 might fall on the top side. Storm trying to defend against Homeboys' assault here. Once again, they're just poking and poking, but eventually they're not fully committing from both sides.
Okay, so RSGMY keeps the top and mid inhibitor for now, but both structures are basically in the red. They didn't really have to use much for the defense except for the Primal Wrath. But the minions are coming again. Homeboys, they can keep doing this for as long as they want.
Round 2, take 2, another attempt once more. Storm looking for the catch. Oh, Chibi actually escapes the Daytona welcome. And Homeboys, they take another tier 3 in the middle. Top side, might fall, RSGMY. You can see they're getting cornered slowly but surely. But even a cornered red will fight back.
Yeah, but they are gonna need a couple more tools before they can actually put up a strong fight here. Homeboys still getting a gold advantage, a tower damage advantage with that previous Lord push, a near 12k net worth a lead. RSGMY, they got another 40 or so seconds before the next Lord comes up. Can they create space on the map anywhere during that time?
I mean, this is the death zone. You have Chip and Loyi, and you have so much open space everywhere. Is a hazard zone.
Well, Zorn still taunting RSG to make some sort of mistakes. He's trying to get in the heads of RSGMY, but it's not working out. RSGMY has got one game plan right now. Play safe, play defend, not overcommit it, get some farm out of the Lolios, and then hope to find a pick. But again, Lolio, is he able to match Nets' skating speed?
I mean, they can't fight this Lord. That's the biggest problem. There's no way they can contest Lord. They aren't even going to try because they know they are not going to get it.
They can only try the turtle. That's the best case scenario for them, to just play in the base, defend against the Lord, but with only one inhibitor left standing, Homeboys are inching closer and closer to securing that second grand final slot and earning a chance at defending their back-to-back title.
Udio used the divergence to send Nets down so he can sync up the wave. Now RSGMY, last defense.
Now the collapse comes in. They have to go in. Daytona Welcome will miss Zor looking for the stunts as well. RGMI still holding on, but Chibi, he's taking too much damage as well. The Insanity comes in. It's going to do some decent amount of damage here, but RSG, they have to reset this. Crystal's kind of exposed, but RSGMI Lolios, he's able to find a couple of picks, but it's over. They take too much damage. A triple kill for Udil to close things alive. The miracle has been denied. The Owls will be your second grand finalists. Homeboys has done it. They have not disappointed the fans. They have not disappointed everyone. They will make it to tomorrow.
Repo, you just gotta stand there and eat it.